This is psychology, okay? And those of us on the forefront, your team, American Classic Agency, Anthony Stewart, we're life coaches. We're financial life coaches, and I'm going to tell you why. Because there's a debt tsunami, sophomore. You know, we talk about the debt tsunami, and that's all psychological. That whole thing is a psychological wave of debt, and you know, we're in a capitalist society here. I'm not familiar with socialism or any of those other things because I live here. So this is what I'm familiar with, and this is what I see. And, you know, nobody has a problem asking people for money. You know, we talk about this. Somebody died, they passed the hat. Somebody's sick, they passed the hat. We need money.
Right.
Needs an operation. GoFundMe. I want to buy a second home, and I'm not kidding you. I want to buy a second home, and I need a down payment, and I'm going to use it for people that want to come stay in it because it's near a hospital, a good hospital. It's near several hospitals, you know, with an hour or two driving distance. I'm going to let them stay in my place for free if they have a child or a family member that needs medical care. They could stay in my place for free. Will you chip in for my down payment on this house? And it's just, you know, we all ask each other for money. And maybe some people think that's okay. You know, maybe that's just, you know, we go to church, everybody got to pitch in, you got to ask everybody for money.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
Barbara, I'm just doing this 10 year, and I feel what you're going through right now. And then most people don't feel the way I feel. And for you to having been in this industry for so long, since 1994, right?
Yeah.
And you've seen a lot, you heard a lot. Oh my God, what does it make you feel?
Well, you know, not everybody is going to listen to me. Most people don't, because it's the way they were brought up. It's the way we're trained. You know, you got to understand, we have store after store. We have advertisements everywhere you look. There's an advertisement. You're going to feel better if you buy this. You're going to look better if you buy this. You're going to do better if you buy this. People are going to want to know, where did you get that? So, you know, people want attention. People want to feel good. So we're using materialistic things in the form of advertising. It's a psychological warfare is what we're up against.
Right, and life can be, why life's so confusing is that it's hard to connect together, you know, psychologically. We're on different page all the time. Even you have good intention for each other, family even. We just don't click. We just don't understand each other. Imagine.
You're right. And I asked myself that question.
Right.
You know, why do people not want to be why are they happy living paycheck to paycheck? Why are they happy that, you know, it's not that you want to be, you know, rich. Maybe not everybody wants to be rich or be affluent. And I understand, maybe you don't want to be affluent. You don't want to be all that hoity-toity and all that stuff. That's okay. But be able to pay your bills and have a little extra. You know, have something there for your future, so you don't have to worry about going outside your house, your household, to ask people for money.
It's just that, and I have a lot of friends, people I grew up with, or even family, relatives. They say, what's the point? Why you care so much? And they have no clue why we care, why we should care. They don't want to get that.
That's the question.
They don't want to get that, Barbara. So when you care so much, it makes them think that we're after their money. You know what I mean?
Well, we do the same thing with our food. We do the same thing with our food. We want you to have a healthy body, right?
Right.
You eat properly. Eat this, don't eat that. These are chemicals in the food. These are food manufacturers poisoning our food. And I tell my family and friends that. And I did that for years and years. And it fell on deaf ears.
So you believe that too? And that's another major area to talk about. And you know, forget about it. People don't believe us. They say, oh, Sapon, they just try to scare us. Okay, but let's take a look at the result. More and more people become obese, become unhealthy. Look at us. We're all bloating. Something we eat.
It's what we're eating. Well, I believe it's the GMO. I mean, first of all, we're eating more food than we need to eat.
That's true. We overeat.
Make a fist.
We definitely overeat.
Make a fist. And that's the size of the amount of food that you need to eat. That's it right there. Oh my God.
That's the Asian thing. That's the Asian philosophy,
is it,
Barbara? You said that. That's how we grow. We're growing up. People told us the same thing. It's the size. Oh my God,
it's portion control. And if supersized meat, when you go to a restaurant, you get enough food there for 5 people on your plate.
True. And then buffet, they make you eat more. You go to a buffet, you have to eat more because to get what you paid for.
That's
oh my God,
right.
Yeah.
That's right. So, we're eating more, but it's like, let's say we ate all organic broccoli or organic carrots. Well, carrots can make you heavy. You got to watch that. They could put pounds on you because they're sugar.
Oh
but
my God, yes, true.
If you ate healthy food instead of unhealthy food in those portions, we would be a lot better off, but you can't. Like, if you ever try to eat that amount of broccoli, you would be sick. Your body can't handle all that, right? Because it's healthy food. It's actually good for you.
Broccoli.
So, it's our portion control, and it's also what we're eating. So we're eating too much of the wrong foods.
Mm-hmm.
And that's giving
so much to talk about, Barbara. We should have our own reality show, Barbara. Then we can educate people the fun way.
The fun way.
If we can talk, I'm trying to find a fun way. I mean, there's a lot of many ways to talk about, make it fun, Because most of the time, and another thing, when we get together, Barbara, it reminds me all the time about talking about this to you. Every chance I get, when we get together, we talk about nothing important. We're gossiping. We'll talk about nonsense. You know what I mean? And we only see each other once in a while, family and friends. We only see each other once in a while, and we don't discuss anything meaningful. And
right. It's gossip, yeah.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
And it's so much to talk about, and you can't talk about it. People just want to talk about nothing.
Right. They want to talk negative.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be negative.
How can we change that? I think all this has to do with support each other. You found something good. You and I, you started a long time. You never quit, and I tried my best, and I want to bring that message to people I love and care about. People that eventually either I take care of them or they take care of me because we're family. We got to learn how to take care of each other now. Plan, sit down, find out what the heck Sapon is trying to do instead of worry about me selling stuff to them.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what I learned. I was given the gift of knowledge. Okay, it's a gift. It's a gift of knowledge of well-being. Okay? Why? I don't know. I don't know why I was given this gift. I don't know why you were given the gift, but I was given it. But I understand that not everybody is interested in that. Just like being financially secure. Not everybody wants to be they're happy living paycheck to paycheck, or just, they're happy with that. They're happy being unwell.
How about no time?
I don't know. I don't have the answer to the why. I'm just glad I was given that gift because I feel very privileged to have that gift.
How about time? People struggle about time. They have to get up every morning. They have no time for their family. They have no time for their family. Hey, somebody else joining. Well, let's see. Barbara. Ah, oh, hi.
Here's
Hi, Anthony. Hi, LaCrue. Are
Hello.
you on, Timothy?
I'm trying to be on. How are you?
Good. Oh, Barbara, this is Timothy that I told you about, Cambodian leaders from our community.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Hi,
Hi,
Timothy.
Barbara.
so these are the leaders. I'm calling out all of your leaders to help us.
Can you hear me, Barbara? How are you?
Yes, I can hear you.
You can put your picture on video if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Don't know how.
Oh, no, okay, now it's time to learn Zoom. See, even technology, most of us don't know. But I'm glad. I want to provide this platform for all of us.
How do I
to
put
use
my
it.
picture on there?
Oh, you just turn on. You just turn on the video. You click on the video. You can see your picture. But I give this option in case people are not comfortable about showing their picture. But I think it's good to show picture.
Where's the video,
You
Sapwan?
can see each other. Okay, let me turn on.
I don't. Are you blocking me?
Okay, now we're on.
There's Sapwan.
There you go. Okay.
Oh, I have to click on that camera.
Yeah, you should be on now. Yeah, turn yourself on.
I have that slash on my video thing.
Okay. Barbara, Timothy. Okay. So, okay, Barbara, I don't see you either.
Am I supposed to hit something?
Let me see.
I see the
Start video.
camera thing, but it has a slash on it. It
There we
has
go.
There you go. There you go. Good to see you. Okay. So, Tim, what do you click, Barbara?
Up in the corner, right next to where it says mute, there's
Yeah.
3 dots. You pull down those dots and it says start video.
Right, Timothy. So I'm glad. So now you're going to be teaching us using this technology.
I see rename.
So yeah, you go to on the top right corner. You see the dots, 3 dots next to mute. You have that option to turn yourself on. Let me see if I can turn you on, because I can only see myself from here. There you are. So Timothy. All right. Thank you so much, you guys.
But I can't
So,
see you.
Timothy's been in the insurance industry for a long time. So is Barbara. I'm the baby, and I'm learning.
There you are.
He's always learning.
So
Hi, Barbara.
I joined a different company, and then I got to meet Barbara as someone that we can talk to and learn from. And here's Timothy. Timothy's been working very hard, teaching our community, and he even wrote his book to help us.
Adversity to
So much
advantage.
effort. I'm grateful for that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So we're going to share the challenges that we have. I only been in this field for 10 years, and I know so much. And then compared to you guys, I knew so little. And everybody told me, I always say, I meet people that in the industry 30 years or more, 20 years. And I said, oh, I feel like I know so little. And you know what they told me? But they said that I still know about 90% more than people not in the field. So imagine you guys been here a long time, right? So you know, so I get frustrated, but I'm also excited because I want to learn more, and I want to find ways to get people mind to open instead of hit rock bottom. So more and more people come to me say, because they share the problem now. Before, when you're trying to create an awareness, if they in a good situation, like perfect marriage, job, good health, support, I'm good. I don't need anything. Thank you. But now when they hit rock bottom, this is point, it's not a good time. I just go through the war, I just lost my job. I just have this, have that. So how do we get their attention? You wrote the book, and Barbara have the conference to help us every year, twice a year now. Last year was three ballroom combined. So you can see more and more people know this now, or they go through challenges, and now they're seeking help. So go ahead, Barbara.
Well, the challenge is always getting people to, to talk to. It's marketing, getting people to listen to what you have to say. That's always the challenge. And no matter what field you're in, whether you know, financial service, getting people knowledge, trying to get people to listen to what you have to say and interested in your product or service. That's really the way human nature has been exposed to things through advertising. And advertising, I don't really have a degree in advertising, but the little that I know is that advertising works on the human psyche. It targets the human psyche. And basically it's the human nature at the bottom of it all feels unworthy. We don't feel good enough. And we are in search of things that that help us, make us feel better. And that's, if you look at advertising, that's the message. If you look at what the advertising is, that's really what the message is. We're fear-based, you know, and those of us in the life insurance business, we do that too. We work on this human psyche from the fear standpoint, but it's fear-based. You're gonna feel better if you do this. You won't be left out if you get this. Everybody's doing it, you wanna do it too. So it's all human psychology that we're up against. And in our business, Sopwith, we want people to preserve their assets, to preserve their money, to save their money. And in a capitalist society, we don't learn that. It's not part of what we learn. And if we don't learn that at home, we're never gonna learn it. Our society is based on spending. You know, the economies, how's the economy doing? And that's measured by how much people are spending on goods and services. And when there's growth, people spending more money quarter after quarter, that only goes so far. Then when they're not spending, they didn't spend as much as they did last year. Well, now we're in a recession. So that's what we hear. That's what we're all about. We're all about spending, spending, spending money. So here we come, right? Here we come after the kids are grown up, because the parents didn't learn it and they didn't teach it to their children. So here we come after all this, after everybody's all brainwashed into spending money and living within their means is a whole new concept. They don't understand it. And especially now with so much debt at a young age with these college students, it's even harder. It's hard. Our job is getting a lot harder, not easier. And now,
What are you trying to get on?
These political candidates are saying they want to wipe out the student debt. Well, what kind of a lesson is that for them? You know, we could borrow all this money. They knew they were borrowing all this money. They knew that they were going to be in all this debt, and now they think they're just going to walk away from the debt, and now what?
Is the student loan debt forgiveness real? Barbara froze. Barbara froze. Is
But
Tim-
I'm not saying that that's actually
no, okay.
valid, but people are talking about that. So,
Bruno, you on? Excuse me, Bruno, you on?
Bruno.
You cannot have two on. It's gonna hear echo. I'm gonna remove you. Sorry, go ahead. So Bruno's from work for State Department. So he connect with a lot of
Oh,
politicians. So I'm like, I want to know what's their world is going on. I mean, they in the public office, they help solve problem. So what kind of solution they have, right? All these people in a public office, what do they do to solve problem? They can't even balance their budget. The government is in such a big deficit.
That's because that's the whole point. That's what we're up against. This is the tsunami. This is the debt tsunami. Our government's in it. Our municipalities are in it. So many of our the average American household is in $250,000 worth of debt, average. This is a way we're accustomed to living. So we're out there trying to teach people a different way. But we've got to understand what we're up against. Why won't they listen to us? Because we're a little grain of sand in this big wide ocean.
Yes, I feel that way.
Of opposite thinking. Okay? So that's why it's taken us so long to get where we're at. So
the other day I saw the video, that clip they put, the millennium versus the baby boomer. Did you see it? Very interesting.
no,
You know, the millennium world, they're feeling hopeless. Because they're confused. They grow up into this mess. And the elderly kind of like, the baby boomer kind of like, these are lazy, the young people, entitlement, feeling entitlement. There's a big disconnect. We're not communicating. So hopefully we find a way to connect. So it's confusing. I feel bad. You have kids, Barbara?
no
Have
children.
I have
No.
a son, 21. He's trying to go to school. And I just help him with the financial aid paper. He's not 24 yet, and they want our income. He can't be filed independent. So they still use our income, and he's not going to get loan. He's not going to get financial aid with our income. And even though we're not rich, we're too rich for their standard to qualify for any help. It's so sad. Even he doesn't live with us. They still use our income. So there's no way he can get any help. So it's really tough. So Tim's very successful in the insurance field, and he's trying to help people by writing a book. Barbara wrote a book too. That's really helpful. And I'm sharing that with the people that consider a good friend, people who care, community leaders, good friend. I've been sharing that book, yeah. So hope that helps.
Adversity to advantage.
So Tim, were you able to, you help more people with this book?
People are reading it.
That's good. Yeah, he's a part of Napoleon Hill program. Can you tell us a little bit about it? So hopefully you can help us bring more people attention, and Barbara can do all the teaching. Once we get their attention, reading your book.
You can't get people attention because people are being so emotional about many things. So they're going that route. Right, Barbara?
That's exactly right.
If you can make people emote, then you will talking about listening to that advertisements or repetition, which is the law of repetition. When you keep on repeating that advertisement many times, it gets into their subconscious. Sometimes they walk in their sleep to go and get a can of Coke, right?
It's a brainwash.
Yeah, they're walking in their sleep to get a can of Coke, or they walk in their sleep to get a can of beer and watch football. So, these are the kind of mentality that most people have, and you don't have to worry about looking for outside. I believe that whatever we can do, just keep on doing it, because 98% of the people will use their emotional to live on. Their life is depend on, those things that they can eat, they can dance, they can, of course, they can talk about lots of things and all that kind of stuff. So I believe that you're not going to get 100% to do anything that you want to do. 2% is,
Unfortunately.
yeah, 2% is the most, which Napoleon Hill found out the hard way, that even though there's so many things, so many success story in there, but the story ends in 2%. The 2% or
Percent.
5 the most, but the 2% is what we're looking for. So they have maybe a few thousand of people follows and listen to the teaching and all that kind of stuff, but I'm aiming not to get them all listening or even learning or anything like that. Aiming for the 2%. That's all you can do. And
Is that our Cambodian culture?
Huh?
Cambodian culture, or everybody American?
Every culture, this is part of human beings. They don't
Everyone is human.
want to expand their intellectual capacity to anything more than just eat, sleep, reproduce, and that's it. It's like animal. Mainly that's what it is. And then we are trying to bring the people to be a super normal, meaning just a little above average, a little above 2% that we are looking for, to grab them so that they can help others move on. So, you know, that's why you see only that percentage of people. The 2% is up there. The rest is like on the bottom of the pyramid. So don't get so discouraged if you can't get people to see the way you see, to hear the way you hear, to think the way you think, to taste the way you taste, and to touch and to feel the way you feel. That's how they are. And I was listening to Barbara talking, or you talking about the way we eat. We are what we eat. So there's 2 or 3 components there. People become who they are because of what they eat, and people become who they are because of the way they think. You eat, what goes into your body stays there ever since you were born, right? It's called the heat of food. What you're having in you, you can be slim, you can be fat, you can be sick, you can be anything because of what you put into your body. The same thing as your mental attitude. Whatever you put into your mind, from the impressions of coming from all sources, environment, your father, your mother, your uncle, your teachers, your pastors, or anything, everything that goes into your mind stays there. And then the lack of spiritual, the lack of having faith into something, you know. So the other one Barbara was mentioning about, like, you know, working on the fear-based. Don't forget that we have to bring the faith-based also, because some people believe in helping other people. I mean, when you're talking about financial products, life insurance, people think that, okay, I buy life insurance because of me. No, because you die, you don't do anything with your life. You can become a dirt in 7 days, right? Or whatever, how many days thereafter. But they don't convert that. Life insurance is not for you. It's for the people who live on. That's their lives depend on you, right? So in Cambodian community, if you're talking to them about life insurance and what comes into their mind, they don't want to buy life insurance because that superstition thing coming in, right? That's the negative that Barbara was talking about. The 7 negative emotions. That superstition is one of the negative emotions. When you start thinking that, okay, if I buy life insurance today, I'll die next month, or my wife will start killing me, or my, you know, or something like that. Those are the things that comes into their mind right away. What they forget is that it's not for them. It's for the one who live on. So when you talk about it, you know, life insurance or financial product is not based on it cannot be successful in selling these things. It has to be sold. The people don't buy it. It has to be sold. That's why we do it, right?
You have to sell it. You have to promote it, right? Advertise it.
It's sold. Nobody come and knock on your door and say, hey, I need the life insurance, unless that they are already sick or the need is already passed, right? Like, I got people come in by trying to buy life insurance, but they already been maybe 75 years old or sick or 80, you know. By then, what are you going to do? But the real thing here, we have a challenge to do. Like I like your word challenging, because how can we, as professional as we are, dig into that social heredity, which come from many generations? They don't like it. When many societies don't believe in life insurance. If you look into each and individual social group, you will see a certain group don't believe in life insurance. A certain group, their pastor said don't buy life insurance. A certain group, coming from the people with a lot of superstition in their mind. A certain group, people that are really good is very limited. Like in that quote, how many percent? You're trying to call 100 people, you get 10 appointments, and you get 2 sales, right? Something like that. So it comes down to that 2% of the people who believe in something good for you. Other than that, they're selfish. I rather take the money with me into the tombstone. I'll bring with me the dirt failing to know that you're coming from the dirt. You're going back in the dirt. And then while you're in the dirt, the people live on whatever you have. So I believe that we have to keep on, repeat the message, and don't
We have
hold.
to find a way. I still think we have so many ways to do
There's
it.
so many ways.
We can make it fun too.
Yeah, make it fun. Make it fun, but emote the people. Make them feel for it. Because if you don't make them feel for it,
What do you think? You know, more people in insurance, it's very challenging, right? But I fell in love with Dave Ramsey's character. What do you think? He's he's such a character. That's what it takes to make a lot of noise, to get a lot of people attention. You know, Dave Ramsey is very different. You watch his podcast, right? Or his conference. Amazing. That's why I like to share his story, because he gets people attention. If I host his class, I don't know these people, but they sign up. They buy the books, $100 to come join the class. They don't know me at all. That's how powerful Dave is. He knows how to get the message. I mean, get people attention. And sometimes we have young people and say, well, how do you know how to take this class? They say their parents registered them. The parent took the class and they signed up their children. We need to find a program similar to that. But Barbara's also have a good strategy. The conference, woman conference. Every year people are inviting other women to attend, which is good. And now I think they have a men conference now. ACA have men conference.
I like that because women are behind all the success story of the men. So,
so see, there's so many ways.
Yeah, woman conference is good.
And I want us to go online like this. We want to do this ongoing too, so that people know more about what you do and about you as a leaders. And then they look forward to attend your conference. I feel like I wanted to do my part is to help promote more that will bring people to the conference, you know, because people won't go to the conference unless they know a little bit first, like they feel the connection, like they love watching Oprah Winfrey show, Steve Harvey, you know. Then they'll go to
you're not going to get to their emotions that way, because like I said, people love to be emotional. You know, like if you're talking about bad things, you're talking about drinking, you're talking about somebody else, you're talking about something that make you that have nothing to do with success. Because once you're in that mode, you cannot come this way. You know, that you have to read some of the, like Barbara said, it's psychic. You know, like if you have a two show, one is about feeling, you know, about fighting, about war, about hurting each other, hating each other, loving each other, then you will get more audience.
Yeah, notice on Facebook, people click like on everything, but when it comes to something that matters,
when they come to learn how to make money, you get you know, then That's why the only
So
two.
it's not working. We need to find different ways. We need to find different ways. If our job is to help people, we got to find different ways. I mean, for our community, may I share something? I just went to the temple last weekend. I don't usually go to the temple much now that my mom's not here. And I was surprised, Tim, our community. I think more and more people die now. I mean, now that people, I mean, we've been in the insurance field for a while. I mean, for me, the least 10 years. And you guys been here over 20 years, 30 years. So I was surprised people walked toward me. Hey, you still do insurance? Or some people say, hey, you know, you're the only one still doing insurance. Most people quit, you know, and or so-and-so passed away. So they were cashing in policy so they know it's real. Oh, they really pay the claim, the death claim. I said, what do you mean? The company's been around over 100 years. And there are people filing get some, the living benefits insurance. So more and more people begin to learn. Because in our community, when people don't have insurance, what do? We raise money, right, Tim?
Yeah, we
Our culture.
we bury the people in cardboard.
Right, so I was
or maybe buried behind a community college or something like that. Stack up. That's not good, but they need to learn more about how to manage their financial, you know, needs, and actually just manage time and money.
So not just talk about leaving a legacy, pay off debt and all that, but they don't have money to bury. Because in our community, when I did volunteer work, that's how I found out, Barbara. Timothy, do you know that our community, the funeral directors are making a lot of money off our community. This is why I'm so passionate about this. We need to get this, create this awareness. There are people can have planning, small planning, at least some coverage, better than no coverage. So the funeral director is just collecting money over funeral financing. When people don't have money, they finance. So not only it costs money to live, it costs money to die, and they leave debt instead of leave legacy. And that's why I was making a lot of noise. I'm like, you know, we have to do something about this. And Tim, I need your help because nobody does what I did. And at least that's what I think. I went to the president of the temple. I went to the president of all community. I couldn't communicate with any one of them without them staring at me like I'm there to take money from people instead of help them. I get that feeling. Why is that? And if our leader don't understand this, how can we help our community? And I'm speaking from my heart. I'm not, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So until we can create awareness in our community, so Barbara can do all the teaching once they open up their mind. Because you and Barbara has all the knowledge, the resource, the support. I wanted to help us open mind to learn. And I used to say, you know, as challenged as it seems like what you just told me, Barbara and Timothy, but this is how I tell people, look, it's hard, it's challenging, but look at other community. I think other community is doing better. They do the same thing. They work with the same insurance carriers like me. They have the same insurance product like me. Why they have more success than us? This must be a way. We have to learn. How do they do it? You see, I share a lot of those pictures sometimes, you know, to see how much accomplishment other team are doing. Why not us? Because if we don't do it, our people are missing out.
Mm-hmm.
You see the difference?
I have a question for you, Sapwan. When you go to temple and you're talking to the priest, is it considered a priest?
The president,
the leader of
the leader of the community.
Okay, the leader. Okay. So when someone dies in the congregation, when someone dies, and they got to be buried, and they don't have money, to get buried. Who pays for that? How do they deal with that? Do they ask the congregation for money?
Ask me. Okay, I happen to volunteer for a Cambodian group that is specializing in helping elderly. It was formed 30 years ago. Okay, we're not going to name anything, any person, any community. Their
No.
goal was to support, to have a member, to support each other if somebody become disabled, become dead, pass away. So they, through membership, they pay annual fee, membership due, and all the member will contribute every time somebody pass away. Minimum $10. Some people donate a few $100s, $50, whatever, more, as much as they can. That's how we get the money. But the problem is, we're not teaching people how to find more money. We're just collecting. And the member wanted to quit, wanted to leave because they're all about collecting, or sometimes they don't have time to just keep up with all this. Every time somebody dies, you have to pay money in the membership. So we have a hard time maintaining members, So I came in when people asked me, Zapuan, can you come and help? And said, well, the only reason I come and help is if I can help. If I can't help, I don't want to waste time. I don't have time. So I went in, creating awareness about insurance. You know that we're not in Cambodia now, we're in America.
That's right.
Called life insurance, and people don't seem to pay much attention. And I don't know, till today. And even they have so many precedents throughout 30 years, Tim?
Mm-hmm.
One after another, every 4 years term, right? Including the president, when we had a number of former president where they became disabled and they don't have insurance. Okay, there's only one former president that understands insurance. And I'm not the president, but I'm another person that know insurance, understand insurance. And a few other, but they all quit. Maybe like two. So this past weekend I went there and somebody passed away. They collect some money, either that guy, the agent, writing agent, or me. Some of those people, I wrote to them and they came to me, oh, so and so passed away, they get this much money. Is the one you wrote for me the same thing? How does it work? Do I need to have a will? All that stuff, and I told them, I need to know the beneficiary, the children, because if something happened, the children need to know they are the beneficiary so they can take care of the family. And like in our community, where the wife kind of like leave it up to the husband, to take care of everything. And so now the husband is kind of in a very stable, in have health challenge. So they came to me and they want to know more about insurance because they don't understand what they had, what I wrote for them. So, and then they introduced their children and all that. But the point I'm trying to share with you is now people start paying more attention.
They turned a corner.
Yeah.
Because what you were doing with everybody putting money in the pot, this membership thing, you were doing a life insurance policy, basically. That's what a life insurance is, except the insurance company's collecting the money.
The same thing.
That's what you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing.
Right.
But then people got tired of putting money in for someone else. Right?
Sounds like it.
They got tired of putting money in for someone else. And so you could talk to the leader about that. This all worked. Everything was going along fine. Then people got tired of it. So let them have their own policy where they put their own money in and they benefit directly from the policy. They're not paying everybody else's bills, because we don't do it like that in America. That's not how America works.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the page, you're on the right track, I think.
So the challenge is how do we get the message to the leaders if the leader doesn't understand this, Tim? You should run for the office.
The issues is bigger than that in terms of mentality. Majority of Cambodian community leaders are quote unquote older, right? Not the younger generation that understands American financial needs. But they are older, and that's what I'm talking about, the superstition part of it, or the lack of belief in the new system, where the old timer um, do not understand the needs, and they tend to believe in, like wrongly or maybe not correctly, believe in something that yeah, when you want something bigger than what you need, like they say that you are greedy, right? So when you sell life insurance, you're talking about hundreds and maybe half a millions and more and all that, right? For this moment, where someone was talking about a group of people with want to chip in like $20 a month for somebody to die, and then they can collect more. The way that the people do is they depend on the charity more than anything else. So it might not be enough, because it probably costs you maybe at least around $12,000, right, for the final expense, right? In New York, it's probably that is just like putting you in a cardboard and then either bury it somewhere or cremate. But to get anything more than that, it just, they don't get it. They haven't gotten it yet. It doesn't mean that they will never get it. But once you going in there and present some good proposal to them, saying that, hey, or maybe one of the key that tell the president this, maybe will help. Or I said, okay, if you help one of your members to get life insurance, why don't you ask them to list the temple as the beneficiary, maybe 20% of that. Maybe it move him.
So
20% of 200,000 is 20,000. That goes to the temple and help other people. Or maybe some other issue, like using part of the money to help build a society, like some of the community, how many years for them to make $1 million? If you buy a term plan or term life insurance for $1 million, sometime when you're young, it's like what? Maybe $50 a month or maybe more, right? But for that amount, the same amount, and you pay for somebody to just to bury them, you can get $500,000 or $1 million, and 20% of that will go to the temple. Maybe it will start that way.
Yeah.
Thought about it now, but make sure that the temple have a good standing with, understanding with that 503, what is that?
501c3.
501c3, right? That you can receive money like that from the insurance company. It's like the church. You don't need your proceeds to the church. They can do it. If they can do it, you can do it too. Whatever it is.
So I wanted to introduce to the community about what the church does. Like they offer Dave Ramsey program. So I was not going in to sell insurance or anything to do business. No, I just going there and say, we have a huge temple. We have a lot of space, that we can use for other purposes to help the community. Why only use it for Buddhist ceremony, I was offering, an idea like, why don't we host the education part? Because we teach the dances, we teach Cambodian language, we teach Cambodian music instrument, we teach all kinds of educational programs, but why not financial education? I went in with a proposal to start educate our community like, as most church do. They have Dave Ramsey program or some kind of financial education, I'm offering that opportunity, because it's a religious place, you cannot do business. So, but I was told that they started a long time, Local Tim. I was told that they've done that, they tried that in the past, no one interested. That's what I was told. And I feel shocked till today to hear he said that they have tried in the past, no one interested. That is shocking, because if you're the president, how can you speak for everybody? How do you know there's no one else interested? You haven't gone through everybody yet. For you to say no, you kind of deprive everyone's opportunity. That makes me upset.
Yeah, well.
You know? And then I say, you know what I said? I offer another solution, because I don't have limited mindset. Okay, don't worry about our people. Nobody want to come to learn? Let me host it. All I want to know is yes, you say yes. Let's open up to the public, see how many people are going to show up. Because Dave Ramsey have all the advertisement. I just want a place to help them set up, and I'm going to find somebody else to help me, because I was willing to drive an hour and a half. It's in Maryland. So you know what he told me? Well, when you open to the public, if people show up, then who's going to pay for the electricity, water, and all that? Like, now you're worried about people showing up. Then I was told that it's something else, power struggle. Like, who are you to come and tell me what to do, right? But I just feel like there's an opportunity for us to do more. So I did mention that, look, everywhere you go, you saw people offer this educational program, financial literacy. Why not have it here? And let's see how many people show up, right? I want to start with educating the community, creating awareness, and once people know they can donate, they can take care of themselves, we can grow. But anyway, long story short, I say, well, what do you want your legacy to be? You're the president, I'm not. I can help you. Right, so I mean, if people have money to pay, continue to pay. Barbara, I am amazed with my people. According to statistics, you and I know in this field, almost 70 to 80% people live paycheck to paycheck. But our people are so wealthy. Look through Tim. Our people are so wealthy. They have money to donate. We build so many beautiful, huge temples. Where do the money come from? I am so amazed at our people. Who's responsible? Who, until today, even paid off, they still have to pay for fixing, right? Things go wrong. I mean, I don't know how they get the money. I'm just so proud of our people.
Well, the faith and the fears come to play when you go out there and saying that if you don't donate, you'll go to hell, then they will come up with the money.
They're directly benefiting. In my experience, especially with religious institutions, if first of all, they don't really, there's a lot of things that could possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know, like Dave Ramsey has the credentials, he's got the background, he's got the, all the recommendations that people pretty much recognize his name and they know that he's doing good things. He's got the qualifications, right? Yeah. So here comes Sophorn or whoever, you're in the congregation, but he doesn't really know what you do and he doesn't really know what are you teaching. He's probably not even that financially astute himself to really say, is Sophorn qualified or not to do this?
In other words,
so can I comment to that, Barbara? So he doesn't require anybody with the background at all. He does all the teaching. We just coordinate. We just put his video on. People watch at home or watch together and share in a small group and kind of help guide each other, support each other, how to do budgeting, how to follow his program, which he called it baby step number 1 to 7. We're just supporting each other. He does the teaching. And that's why he doesn't require anybody with a license or even background in financial. But and they have program like advanced program after that. I'm just starting with the basic, just watching the video and creating awareness. Most of this video is creating an awareness, which I love. And then after that, it's up to people. We're not telling people what to do. I'm not an advisor. I'm a consultant. I just tell people, look, if you like term, buy term that's different, then do that. If you like something else, then we just help people find what they're looking for. But I like the part where he gets people attention, Barbara. He has an ongoing podcast. That's why we need to do that, Barbara. What do you think? We need to share outside of stories. We're just telling people that these are the options. It's up to them. It's the same. We have the same goal, trying to get people out of debt, trying to get people get into debt, trying to help them build wealth, protect their wealth, all that stuff, planning. Same thing, but it's just different strategy. But I like the fact that he gets people attention because he was yelling and screaming and making. I just love his character. Yeah, we don't make enough noise. People make all kinds of noise on social media. We have the most important thing, things that matters to people, to families' life. But we're so small and we make so little noise. I probably make the most noise. People are probably sick and tired of me.
Maybe it's not the way to get their attention. Maybe the majority of the community don't like noise. That could be, because if you study the society, Cambodian may not like that kind of attitude. So you gotta have to go from a different angle to reach to that kind of mentality. I don't know. If it hasn't been working so far, maybe there's something else out there that we need to, to find out what kind of relationship we have to provide to the Cambodian community, especially Temple. And you gotta probably look into the way they think a little bit more closely.
I still think there's so many ways, so many opportunities. I'm excited. I never give up. And
that's right. That's it right there. You can't give up.
No, I thank you so much for not giving up.
Don't count on the loud noise as your resource, because you have to look into that community. You have to break through that barrier, whatever it is.
This is just for fun. Let me share this one thing. People came to me and say support. When people go to the temple, because they believe they're going to have the next life, they want something good next life. And then they ask me, when you sell life insurance, how do you convince people to buy your life insurance? It was so funny.
Because they're going to be dead.
So my sister told me, I want to hear everybody's thought, right? My sister said, well, you tell them that when you buy life insurance, you use it this life. The temple will help you next life. What do you think? People approach me for that reason. And another person came to me. This is why I'm so excited sometimes, Barbara, because when people came to me with all these challenges, it doesn't make sense. Like another person would say, oh, I saw your presentation. It's a good product, it's a good concept. However, they pay the agent too much. You see that reason? The wrong reason.
Even know that.
And they say, well, what do you mean? Oh yeah, some company pay you 150%. Like, wow, that's great. Then why don't you become an agent? You see what I mean? Those are good problems to have. And I have people that say, well, I couldn't pass a test 5 years, 3 years. Well, I said, now you know why. Why they pay agent a lot? Because nobody does it. Nobody can do it. Nobody can pass a test. So we make a few thousand, we make a few $100s, but we help you create an instant net worth. Like we going in, we create $500,000, $1 million, few $100,000, instant net worth. Hello, who's making more money? Okay, if you talk about money, why don't you become an agent? So the problem is not a problem, And if people say, their reason was all different. Like the community were telling me, like, oh, I've been there, done that. I work with a lot of people. They were all successful millionaires. Or some people say, well, I've done that, been there. People did all that. And people, nobody can do it. They already quit. So I said, well, what do you do? What do you do exactly? And they said, well, not really. I don't know. We just joined. We didn't do anything yet. Were you licensed? I said, no, not even licensed. I said, well, how do you know it's not good? So the problem is not really a problem. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying, well, these people telling me all this nonsense, so they don't know the real deal here. So we cannot give up on this. That's the point I'm trying to make. I want people to know the insurance is real. It's good. There are good people out there. I don't know what they experienced in the past that give them such a negative about insurance, you know?
Well, I think that's true of a lot of industries. Years ago, it was a lot harder because, and Timothy, you might remember all this, back in the 80s, universal life insurance policies were blowing up and people lost a lot of money in those policies. So, you know, we have that we're still dealing with that. There still are insurance policies out there that are not good for the client. They put a lot of money in, they don't get any money back. So there's still policies out there like that. And then you have that Primerica, buy term and invest the rest. And they came in and they replaced everybody's permanent policy, put term in. Some of them got the mutual funds, but a lot of them didn't get the mutual funds. And then they didn't have any money. Their terms ran out. They didn't get the mutual funds. They didn't have insurance and they didn't have money. So we're coming. That's why we have to be so good about what we do. Then you'll have people that are, the insurance company didn't pay the claim because a lot of times the client didn't pay their premium. Well, the company's not going to pay the claim if you didn't pay your premium, or someone died within your contestability period and they lied on the app, they had some kind of sickness that they didn't disclose, so the app was null and void. All it takes is one or two of those things and half of the truth to come out there, and the whole industry is bad. So that's why we've got to do a really good job. We can't make mistakes anymore. We can't be in it for the money.
Right.
We got to be in it to do the right thing. Make sure that we're representing good companies.
Yeah, well,
Make sure that
that is the key. You have to serve other people. The more you serve, the more you will receive, and that's the key.
That's right.
And serving means do the right thing and do the right thing for them, not for you. Whatever you do will come back.
Absolutely. But it's hard, Timothy, to find people that are like that.
Well, it is, but that's why some people stay for 30 years, 40 years, and some people just work for 6 months. You know?
Come and go. So I'm so glad Tim is in New York and he's been there a lot. Are there any other Cambodian that are do insurance long term like you, Tim, in New York?
I don't think so. That's the
I haven't heard anybody.
I know.
Amazing. So I hope you don't give up. Keep doing that, and I'm gonna be.
I am over the age, honey.
And I'm gonna keep learning. I'm gonna keep sharing. I'm gonna find all this challenges, which I love, because I told people that want to learn, they come. There are people reaching out to me, want to have license and do what I do. And I warned them up front. I said, if you love to learn, you love to help people, you love to be in this industry, but it's not going to be quick money. I had people come join me and pass a test in a month time, 2 times, was on fire. But it takes too long to make money, they quit.
Yeah,
said, let's do this.
but you know, there are other issues too, Bob. You know, some people give the insurance industry bad name. You know, those people who I forgot what the name was, the pyramid scheme and all that kind of stuff. You know, and they take the money and they don't return back to the people or something like that. Was it something with financial corrupted people in Massachusetts, right? Was it in Massachusetts or in Sapon?
No.
No, was it in Massachusetts? The guys that are taking money from the people and then never invest it or something?
Is that insurance or what?
No, something like James, whatever the name.
It's a different business, right? Not insurance business.
No, not insurance, but financial needs,
I
financial.
never heard of that.
There was
But,
a scheme where he takes the money from the people promising to return and all that kind of stuff. I think.
A Ponzi scheme. Ponzi?
Yeah,
A
right.
Ponzi scheme?
Mm-hmm. That's give people a bad name, and you know.
Yes.
So if we can do more of this, and this is just getting to know each other and mentioning, you know, we trying to share the challenge we all facing in different community. We share that, and then later on we can do, if we can do this ongoing, you know, as often as possible, then we can start educating people, like most other companies. And I think insurance industry is one of the best because people throwing away money every month. I'm excited about this. I don't care how many people told me insurance is a difficult field. Oh, I've seen it, the best of the best out there. The best of the best. People are throwing away money every month and they get nothing out of it. So I tell people, look, like the other guy, we quote a $500,000 term, right? For $137, 10 years. He think that's too much. His brother died. He wants something insurance to you know, leave for the family. And then when I tell him, well, how much money you waste every month, right? A few $100s. Remember from the beginning you mentioned about that, Barbara? Then I said, so insurance is all about helping you think about your money. So now when I mentioned that, I said, wow, you're right. You know what I mean? It's helped them think. People don't want to spend money for insurance, but they waste money for everything else. It's our job to help them think. Young people, the same thing. They're so young. They're so healthy. You can get $500,000. You can get $100,000. Whatever you can afford, just small monies. Young people throw away money. So it's all about
figure out how to do the advertisement to make sure that we get the people walk in their sleep. They get life insurance rather than to get a can of beer.
Yeah. So I mean,
a pack of cigarette now is what, $20 or 15 or something. You know,
a lot of things. Like Barbara was saying from the beginning, people buying stuff every month, right? $300 to $600, and they can spend $200 on insurance. So we need to do a better job explaining and stop making more noise because people don't. Very few up until now. People understand insurance. I find that out. I find it very difficult to stop that. You know, now we have technology. We have so much information out there. People still don't understand insurance. Every day, well, not every day, almost every week, every month, right? People pass away and they put out a GoFundMe. The other guy, remember, over $400,000 he wanted to raise for medical bills. And I found out, how can you raise $500,000? Who's gonna have money for you? So it's you know, and these are people in their 30s, 40s, you know, and it's just. Yeah. There's a lot going on, and then
keep on going, talking to people about it. There's nothing much you can do, but just keep on doing it.
You just got to keep on doing it.
There are other communities doing a good job. That's why I share that, you know. Mm-hmm. So well, we're gonna, if we can do more, we then get into the product, educating about the product in the future, if possible. What do you think, Barbara? We're gonna put on. There's so many products concept out there. You know, right now we have products that they don't waste any money at all. Return on premium, like a free protection. Even if they lie, they get all their premium back. You cannot give up on this thing. It's too good of a deal. We had a product that just okay, get the return on premium. If you lie, if you know, within 2 years, you get all your premium back. Wow. Anything better than buy term invest is different because if you don't use your coverage, you waste all the money. We either help them convert to permanent or they can get their money back if they don't use the coverage. There's no waste of money at all.
That's right.
Amazing. And how many people have mortgage? And people lose the house because
Yeah.
they have insurance. And they're paying for PMI, and people, even they pay more than 20% down or have accumulated equity in the home, they never get notification from the bank. They're still paying PMI instead of use that money to buy a private insurance. There's so many reasons to talk about.
Well, you live in a good community there. So I don't have too many Cambodian around here, so.
There's no Cambodian there?
Where do you live, Timothy?
We're going to talk about it.
Where in New York? Where?
Up in Rockland County. It's about maybe 40 minutes from Manhattan
Okay.
area. Where are you?
I'm in Arizona. I grew up in Pennsylvania. I'm from
Okay.
northeastern Pennsylvania, so I'm familiar with New York.
Oh, yeah, Pennsylvania. So then you're not in Florida? You moved to Arizona now?
Yeah. Mhm.
There's a lot of
Arizona.
retirees there.
There's a lot of people working there too. It's not like Florida. Florida's a lot more retirees.
Oh, more in Florida. Okay.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
If they don't get it,
How's the weather up there, Barbara? Is it hot or over there, rather? Where are you? I'm not,
Phoenix.
Phoenix? Oh,
Yes. It's
and
hot.
dry? Very nice.
So we're 3 hours difference. So it's the middle of the afternoon. So you won't find me outside. You know, if I had an appointment or something, I try not to do my appointments where I'm going to be outside at this hour. I'll do morning, I'll do evening. You try not to be outside. And
What
if
is
you
it,
all-
100 degrees and more now?
Yeah, I think it's 105 today.
Ooh. Wow.
105 is not bad. When it gets to 110, it's pretty bad.
110?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Let's see.
well, if you can't sell insurance when they're young and healthy, start selling final expense. There's so many people buy final expense. Oh, 109 degree. Oh my God. I'm glad you're inside.
109 right now.
Barbara, we can always sell final expense. You know, they have so many leads out there. People trying to get me sell like final expense, everybody want to get it. And baby boomer turning 65 every day, over 10,000 people. And this is when I get to tell my
about 10,000 people turn 65. There's more than that died.
I know. So it's, you see, it's a lot of things you can do. And this is when I get to tell people, look, because you didn't get it when you're young and healthy, now you need final expense.
That's right.
You tell people that when you woke up this morning, more than 1 million people died.
Really? Without insurance.
With or without insurance, you don't know. But and then they multiply that by 5, affected by that person who died. So there we go.
Well, I'm telling you, there's still a lot of ways to do it. But you know why? Because it's all about, if you're the president of the community, if you're the president of the temple, what do? We're here to
You
help them.
collect money. You don't help them.
We're here to help them. We're not selling people. We help people solve problems.
You
That's
know
what I
where,
like to do.
you know where what I think is a great market to get into are the nail salons. It's the Vietnamese nail salons, the Asian Vietnamese nail salons. I'm trying to figure out how to get in there.
I know some Cambodian people own the nail salon. Yeah, or massage. Well, people do spend money on massage and nail and eyelashes.
Oh, I'm talking about the people doing the work in there, the workers.
The workers.
The workers in the nail salon. There are a lot of women, there's some men. They work hard and they don't have benefits in there.
True. Yes. Yeah, it takes education again. The people, when they hear the word insurance, they kind of scare. So anyway, that's great. So if you see this, look, Barbara, I'm trying to do this more often so that people know that you're putting an event every year so I can bring more friends and family to learn, because we've been doing this since I know Barbara, 10 years. And Barbara been doing this 25 years at least.
Yeah, 10 years.
People still don't know her event. I'm the only Cambodian there. I'm like, what happened? I share this all the time.
It's a culture. It's a culture thing. You know, everybody chips in. Cambodia culture, everybody chips in. They have a problem. You know, right now, like if you call one of our carriers, National Life, they say press 1 for English, press 2 for Mandarin. So that's Chinese, right?
Spanish too.
Is it Mandarin Chinese?
Mandarin is Chinese.
Yes, Chinese Mandarin.
Yeah.
So for some reason, and Nigerian has really, like, look at our agency, it's all Nigerians. And the Hispanic, they thought it was going to be the Hispanic was going to be the big, you know, culture shift. But it wasn't Hispanic. It went to Nigerian and Asian, Chinese.
So what do you do to what is that woman? What do you call your
Woman conference.
woman conference?
Women
That
Wellness
happens
and
once a
Wealth.
year.
Women Wellness and Wealth. And so we had to make it a draw, because if we just made it about financial stuff, nobody would come.
Mm,
So we had to make it about wellness.
right,
And
right.
then doctor, physical fitness, diet, that kind of stuff. And then we weave the financial stuff into it.
Oh, good, good. Like
They share.
everybody, you can't
So we
go
keep
direct.
everything
You have to
short.
go direct. Yeah.
Very popular. Yeah, now the men start doing their own group too. I think Rudy Johnson, the one spearheaded
Yeah.
all the men. I wonder if the turnout, they have good turnout. And he's good too. He's very good. I attend his class. I have his book. Yeah,
All right.
he's very good in Nigeria. But Tim, keep doing it. We need to talk more about this for our
Okay.
Cambodian people
All
until
right.
we get people in the right mindset before we can teach them anything. So Barbara can teach.
That's right.
Right? Barbara has all the knowledge.
Thank you very much.
I'm all about volunteering my time and find out what is that they're looking for and who's helping them. Nobody. Okay, well, what do you do? What if I bring Barbara, bring Tim? You know what I mean? That's what I do, whatever I love to do.
Okay.
It's always, you know, how do you get some, and what we started this whole thing with today, how do we get people to listen? There's so much noise out there, opposite of what we're trying to teach.
Yeah.
Right? It's a big force that we're in competition with.
Okay.
So you just got to keep on keeping on, right, Tim and Saporn?
So
You just got to keep on keeping on.
Yeah, Tim's doing a lot of training, teaching for your student, mostly in Cambodia.
Are they all over?
All
but-
over, that's good too, yeah.
Yeah, right. Mhm.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Tim's doing a lot of teaching on live, right? Live Facebook, and then the student in Cambodia is benefiting. They have different.
Oh, right in the country?
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
students.
we spent sometimes the last 4 or 5 years infiltrated in that community. Am I still there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So right now we are, well, I am doing that to benefit younger generations more than the older people, younger youth from high school and to university, and teachers and professors and all that. Yeah, that is the key to get people change. And going into the community center like the Buddhist society and all that, that's your job, Saporn.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, who would do what I did? You know, most people say nobody did what you did. I volunteer my time, I went help people, and if I can't help my people, I go out to a different network. It's still helping the community, but you know, by going out to network with other people, I can bring my community there so they can work with everybody else instead of just working with ourselves. You know, I feel like if you want to help Cambodian community, we have to go network with others. You know what I mean? Instead of work, just most of us work with our own people only.
Yeah.
Most of the time. So you can see our community is not growing because of that. Is our community considered growing? I see the temple's not growing. I don't see a lot of growth. But America is in recession again, Barbara, you're saying. If not next year.
I don't know if it's in a recession. They're talking about lowering the rate again, lowering the interest rate. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. A lot of foreclosures in Florida starting up again. It's coming. It's coming. So unsustainable about everything. Yeah, everything's too much money. I don't know. Everybody loves Trump, and I'm not going to get political, and the economy is great. I'm paying a lot more for everything I used to buy. I'm paying like 25% more for everything.
Everything's expensive.
It's so high for food. Everything's so much more money. Maybe the economy's doing good, but inflation, everything just costs more. So I don't understand that at all. But, you know, the numbers are the numbers.
And in New York, I heard that you just need a college degree just to work at the restaurant because it's so fancy. Right?
Oh, really?
In New York. I heard. A bachelor degree just enough to work at the restaurant.
Wow.
True or not, Tim?
I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. But if that is true, then we are in trouble.
Yeah, got that right.
You got.
So keep teaching.
Well, actually, you know, it's very difficult for some people out there. You know, you don't know. Some people have their PhD and can't find work.
Really? PhD cannot find work?
Well, you're out of you're over qualified.
Overqualified.
Overqualified.
So a lot of jobs gonna get automated. Hey, have you seen this one by Ed Slott, CPA advisor?
Yeah.
Timothy, have you watched this?
No.
I would like you to watch and let me know your professional opinion, please.
Yeah.
You never seen it all?
No, I haven't seen him.
Please watch him. So this is a big deal, right, Barbara?
Oh yeah, that's a great clip right there.
It's just common sense.
It's how life insurance is a tax sheltered product, and we don't promote it enough. It's not. We don't teach it. We don't teach it. And we had a big training today on 770 plans, tax code 7702, which is the life insurance tax-free shelter of the IRS tax code.
See, Timothy know a lot of insurance, but you don't know this concept.
401k, 403b, or any other type of tax-deferred retirement plan,
Amazing.
you received your tax deduction up front. Your retirement funds have grown tax-deferred all these years. So far, so good. You've done well. But there'll be a day of reckoning. You owe income tax when you begin to withdraw, just when you need the money the most. How much tax? We don't know. That's the problem. You won't know that until you need the money the most in retirement or after you die when your family inherits. This uncertainty keeps people up at night. So that is the tax risk. But there's another risk, market risk. Your retirement savings and other investments, if invested in the stock market, are also at risk of being lost to more Wall Street fraud or manipulation or a market crash at the wrong time for you. So let's review up to this point. Typical tax-deferred retirement savings like IRAs and 401ks are subject to two major risks, investment risk and tax risk. Now, here's where the life insurance comes in. Life insurance can be used to remove both of these risks. Investment risk with life insurance, you get certainty, a guarantee. You cannot get a guarantee in the stock market. And tax risk, You eliminate that by never having to pay tax on this money. So you need to create a plan to move your money from accounts that are forever taxed to accounts that are never taxed. Life insurance is the best provision in the tax code to do that. Wouldn't you sleep better at night if you knew your retirement savings were no longer subject to these risks? But still, the benefits are misunderstood and not used enough in planning. So what are the benefits, and exactly how would you use life insurance in your planning? First, when I talk about life insurance, I'm referring to permanent insurance, permanent life insurance. Even with permanent insurance, there are several options, so you need to speak with an insurance professional for all of those details. And I mean permanent insurance as opposed to term insurance, which is more for younger families looking for the maximum death benefit. So here I'm talking about permanent insurance for those looking for retirement security and estate protection. As I've already told you, you have a tax problem, especially if you have significant funds in taxable and tax-deferred accounts. Your family will also have a problem after you die if no planning is done and they inherit mostly taxable funds. They're going to be dealing with these tax issues too. They also may be dealing with estate taxes, depending on the tax law when you die. And that changes all the time. So you need to plan for the worst case scenario and hope for the best. Your family will most likely also have a liquidity problem if retirement funds and other assets have to be cashed in quickly in order to raise money after death for taxes and other post-death expenses. Money is often needed after death to resolve all kinds of issues besides taxes. I'm talking about family squabbles, etc., family members wanting money more quickly. The last thing you want is for your family to have a fire sale, especially if there's a family business or other valuable property in your estate. You don't want your family wasting or cashing out retirement accounts or other valuable property prematurely because cash was needed quickly. You need to do a liquidity test right now so you can see if your family will have a cash problem after death. To gauge the problem, what I do is I take clients through my own type of liquidity analysis, because most people are not liquid enough to avoid having their families starting to have to sell off investments, cashing in retirement accounts, and triggering unnecessary taxes. So what does my liquidity analysis do? It shows you how much of your estate can be turned into cash quickly without triggering taxes or losing property value. Cash is often needed after death, even if there are no estate taxes. And remember, that's only federal taxes. Don't forget state estate taxes. All these expenses, and the IRA is the least you would want to have to tap into to pay those bills. Remember, IRAs are subject to both income taxes and estate taxes, could be subject to estate taxes, which could eat up a lot of cash quickly. You can work with your advisor and your CPA or accountant on this too, this liquidity analysis to go.
Anyway, just to give a little flavor of that. So it's all common sense. Common sense.
Share that on my page.
So,
You know, common sense. So we need to have a community support, and we can have this discussion ongoing.
okay.
Right? So it doesn't matter what strategy, but we just need to get us to get used to learning instead of, I told Barbara, when we get together, we do nothing but talk about nonsense. We don't have time to talk about important stuff when we meet with family. You know that, right?
All right, so whenever you have another meeting, let me know to see if I could join, if I can.
Yeah, we need your expertise. And I want to show you this. The guy that needed $500,000, he was sick, and I just want to share with one story. People send me a lot of stuff. You know, the guy that got sick on May 11th, and he passed in June, and he wanted to raise over $400,000, and then he passed in 1 month. And his friend sent me this, saying that he passed away already, but now instead of need $400,000 for medical bills, he need about $50,000. But I want you to see this message. He may have to sell his business. That's exactly what he just said. Liquidity problem. It happens all the time. So much to talk about. I want to talk about this challenge more than just insurance or product. For example, people get into business. They put a lot of investment money. And then they split. You know, marriage is not guaranteed. It doesn't last forever. They split and they got. She left. One of my friends left stranded with the business and everything else, and then there was no exit strategy planning anything. But my point is, people don't know the plan, and they just waste a lot of money and all their hard-earned money, their whole life. So much more to discuss. Thank you so much, Tim.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your
All right,
time.
Barbara, nice to meet you. And,
Nice to meet you, Timothy.
all right. Enjoy that 109 degree.
Oh man,
Once the sun, like the morning and the evenings are so beautiful, even in the heat, because it's dry and very pleasant. There's a breeze and everything. It's very
Okay.
pleasant.
Come
There's
and
a lot
do
of
the
business
swimming
here so
pool or
far.
something, okay?
so is this
Okay.
okay? Is this about? Is this accurate?
Probably right. More than that.
More
Okay.
yellow and blue. But when I interview people face to face, they say support no. Reality is more like 90.
Yeah.
You know, so we know. So people cannot pretend that they don't need money. They're not worried. They should be worried. All right, thanks again, Barbara. You have to
Okay.
go.
Right.
Thank you, Support.
Take it easy.
Anytime, write down something that you want to teach me, and I wanted to help get this platform so we can bring in the experts so that people get to know you
Okay.
more, and then we can
All
help them more. Okay.
Take it
Okay,
easy.
darling.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you so much. God bless.
Thank you, darling. Okay.